Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Welcome to our first PU Computer Science online classes. Now, in last class, we know that some important concept of the object, class, top-down design concept as well as the bottom-up design concept, and also we know about some programming languages that are procedural programming languages as well as the structured programming languages, and both are called as the traditional programming approaches. And now we know that one, because of some disadvantage of the structured and procedural programming languages, introduced the new programming languages that is called as the OOPS. The full form of the OOPS is the object oriented programming system concept. Okay. Now in today's class we are going to discuss some important features or the characteristics of the OOPS language. Okay. So the OOPS characteristics or the features are, or we can say that the general concept of the OOPS include modularity, data abstraction or simply called as the abstraction, data encapsulation, inheritance, and fifth point is the polymorphism, sixth one is the dynamic binding, and seventh one is the message passing. It's a very important question also. It's a 5 marks question and sometime going to ask for 2 or 1 mark here, just only selecting any one point. Clear this one? Okay. Now we know that we in the concept of the characteristics, some of the characteristics are, the first one is the modularity, abstraction, data encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism, dynamic binding, message passing. Okay. Now first of all I want to select the first point. The name of the point is called as the modularity. We already know the meaning of the modularity, correct? No? Here that means here we can say that one lengthy program going to solve or just to get the output of the lengthy or one program output, how we are going to get it, that means such one going to divide into a smaller sub problems, correct? No? So like that we are going to get the output of the program. So this is the concept of the modularity. Now also we can say the meaning of the modularity. It is a technique where a given problem is divided into a smaller sub problems, correct? No? Here, and the each program segment is called as a module. And such module is also called as the part of the program or the unit of the program. So clear the meaning of the modularity to everyone. That means it is a technique, it is a concept, and how or what we are going to use in such a technique or in this concept here, where one such program or where a given problem is divided into a number of self-contained independent program segment. Clear this one? Such one, the one lengthy program going to divide into part here. So you are going to divide into a self-contained independent program segment, and the each program segment is called as a module. The each unit of the program is called as the part of the program, unit of the program, and also called as the module of the program here. So the very idea of dividing or partitioning the problem or the program into smaller sub program, why we are doing all those here, that means maybe one lengthy program is there, why we are going to divide such a problem, because just only to reduce the complexity of the program. Clear this one? Maybe ಯಾವತ್ತಾದರೂ one program ಇದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಆ program ಅನ್ನು solve ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, correct? No? Maybe the program is very lengthy, that means it very difficult to get the output of the program here. So how it very easily we can get the output of the program, how it possible to get the output very easily of the program, that means such program we are going to divide into part into part. Clear this point here? So like that we are going to get the output of the program here, or in simple words we can say that the very idea of dividing or partitioning the program into smaller sub program, and why we are doing this technique here, or why we are going to using such a technique just only to reduce the complexity of the program. Clear this one? Or the technique of the modularity says that it helps in creating the clear cut boundary within the program. Correct? No, maybe it is going to start the program and just only we are going to create the boundary of the program. That means it is the one module or unit or the part of the program, and after completing the one boundary we are going to use the second boundary. So we can say that by using the technique of the modularity, or such a technique help us to create the clear cut boundary within the program here, and the each module, that means the each unit of the program is tested separately, executed separately, even if it has link with other modules. Clear this one? Maybe adu link irಬಹುದು one unit in the last unit ige, or maybe first unit in the ಥರ್ಡ್ ಯೂನಿಟಿಗೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಲಿಂಕ್ ಇರಬಹುದು. ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಈಚ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್, ಈಚ್ ಬೌಂಡ್ರಿ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಆರ್ ಈಚ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸಪರೇಟ್ಲಿ. ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೇವೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸಪರೇಟ್ಲಿ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಸಚ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟೆಡ್ ಸಪರೇಟ್ಲಿ, ಈವನ್ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ ವಿತ್ ದಿ ಅದರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ದಿ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಮಾಡ್ಯುಲಾರಿಟಿ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ನೋಟ್ ಟು ಎವ್ರಿ ಒನ್. What's the meaning? The meaning is very simple. Whatever the program is there, maybe the simple or complex program, such program going to divide into smaller sub programs. So like that they are going to get very easily the answer of the program. So this is the concept of the modularity. Now let's, by using one example, I want to say the modularity concept meaning here. So the example here also I want to use the example is the mobile phone. Okay, so mobile phone I want to use as the object here, or the example for the modularity, that is the mobile phone. And when you are going to think about the mobile phone will have some other features, some of the features or the characteristics of the mobile phone, or some important features of the mobile phone are the camera. Correct? No, the camera. What's the use of the camera? Why we using the camera? So here we can say that the camera is using, or camera specially going to use to take pictures, even to make video. Correct? No, camera use ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಕೂಡ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಫೋಟೋ ಕೂಡ ತೆಗಿಬಹುದು, ಅದರೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಫೀಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಫೋನ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಮೆರಾ. ಸೊ ಕ್ಯಾಮೆರಾ ಯಾಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಸೊ ದಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಫೀಚರ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ದಟ್ the FM. Correct? No, and what's the use of the FM here? That means such one is using to listen to the various channels. So FM ಇಂದ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಸಾಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕೇಳಬಹುದು. So this is the second features of the mobile phone, as well as internet. ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ಟಿನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಅದರ most important thing, that means specially going to use for our entertainment, or maybe to search any information or whatever. So this is the uses of the internet. It also the features of the mobile phone, as well as the speakers. Correct? No, maybe you want to listen to a good music, that means sure we are going to use a good speaker in this case here. And finally we can say that the memory size. Correct? No, the memory specially using, if no memory, is it possible to store the data? No. So we can say that the memory is using to store the data. So ಇಲ್ಲಿಯವರೆಗೆ ನಾನು ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ, all are equal to the features of the mobile phone. So ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಕ್ಯಾಮೆರಾ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಅದು ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಫೀಚರ್ ನಾನು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ, FM ಈಸ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಲಿಸನ್ ಟು ದಿ ವೇರಿಯಸ್ ಚಾನಲ್ಸ್. ಥರ್ಡ್ ಒನ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್, ಇಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದಿ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಫೋನ್ ಕ್ಯಾ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ನೋ ಕ್ಯಾ? ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಯೂಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫೈನಲಿ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ದಿ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ದಿ ಡಾಟಾ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? So all these units, the units are camera, speakers, internet, or maybe the FM, correct no kya? FM in this case, so all these units are independent modulus, correct no? So all are going to work independently without the help of any kya. So all these units are independent moduli, that means camera using for capturing the pictures here, or maybe the FM is going to use to listen to the radio in this case here, and also internet is using to sending the mails, correct no kya? So we can say that all these units, but whatever the units are there, why? Because I separated the camera, speakers, internet, each and everything. So all these units are placed inside a case called the mobile phone. ಸೊ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಫೀಚರ್ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಆದರೆ ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫೀಚರ್ ನಮಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ? ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ ಒನ್ ಕೇಸ್, ದಿ ನೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಕೇಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಆಸ್ ದಿ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಫೋನ್. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ನಾನು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ? ನಾನು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಫೀಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಫೋನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಆದರೆ ತುಂಬ ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿ ಕ್ಯಾಮೆರಾ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್, ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದಿ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದರ್, ಆಲ್ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ವರ್ಕ್ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ಲಿ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ನೋ? ಮೇ ಬಿ ಕ್ಯಾಮೆರಾ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಚರಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್, or maybe internet using to send the mails in this case here, but we can say that whatever the units are there, but everything going to combine in one case. The case is called as the mobile phone. So similarly, now just whatever the example is that it is about the mobile phone. So just only to know whatever the concept of the modularity, I used one example, that is the mobile phone. So similarly, now let's ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಗೆ ಬರುವ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ಯುಲಾರಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ? ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ದಟ್ similarly in our object oriented programming approach or object oriented programming language, the classes and objects form the logical structure of the system, correct no? ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಆ 2 ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್, one is the data and the functions. Maybe if any object going to miss, is it able to execute the program here? No, we can say that it's not possible to execute or get the output of the program here. So we can say that similarly in our object oriented programming language, just only the class, and in class 2 important objects are the data and function form the logical structure of the system. Okay kya? So as the complexity and length of the program increase, we need to place them in unit called the classes. So this is the example of the class. Okay kya? When you are going to, that means how in case of the modularity, we know the meaning of the modularity, that means one program not going to solve into a single unit, such program going to divide into many unit in this case here. So we can say that when the program, when you are going to develop any program here, so all those program also going to place by using a unit called, or a logical contained unit called the classes, and in classes such one going to divide into the 2 objects. The first object is called as the data and second object is called as the functions. Okay here, and also in case of the modularity, we can say that the one programming language is that, the name of the programming language is the C++. Okay, the C++ is a object oriented programming language. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳುವುದಾದರೆ ಪಾಸ್ಕಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಕೋಬಾಲ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಡ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಂಗ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಸಿ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅವರ್ C++ is the most important, or the example of the object oriented programming language, or implements or develop the concept of the modularity by placing the program in unit called the header files. Clear this point here? So depend on the function, we are going to inside, we are going to use the header file in this case here. So we can say that in this case, in our modularity, in our OP concept, we need to use, one is the class, and also we need to use 2 important objects, that is the data and the functions in this case, and also in our C++ object oriented programming language here, and using the modularity concept and how it going to place the concept, that means it's going to place the concept or the program by using a unit called the header files, and such header files, some example for the header files are the hash include iostream.h. That means maybe you want to perform input and output operation, we are going to keep in such a header file here, or maybe you are performing the clear screen operation, that means sure we need to use the header file conio.h, clear this one, or maybe any mathematical operation you want to do, that means the header file we need to use math.h here. So we can say that these header files have an extension of the .h. Okay, so the extension, for example, one example, hash include iostream.h, it is the extension of the header file. Okay, maybe hash include math.h, for every header file we need to use the extension. So the header file have an extension, the extension is the .h, are called as the header file. I already given some example for the header file, that are maybe the our hash include iostream.h, hash include or maybe math.h here, hash include conio.h in this case. So many are the example of the header files. So clear the point of the modularity. What about the modularity? That means how we are going to use the concept of the modularity, like that only the OOPS using the concept of the modularity while going to solve any program here. That means such program not going to solve at one unit, such one going to divide into part by part here, and laterwards it going to keep in one place. Okay, and finally all are going to work together and going to get the execution of the program. So this is about our modularity. Now let's the next thing about our abstraction. Okay, so after completing the concept of the modularity, now our second point, the general concept of the OOPS, that is the second point is the abstraction. So what about the abstraction? So here we can say that this is one of the most important characteristics, and such characteristics adopted in all programming languages. So what are the important characteristics, or what are the operation going to perform, that is by our data abstraction, and what's the operation or process that is performed by our data abstraction? Such processing or the operation is adopted in all programming languages. So here abstraction is an act. The meaning of the act means it performing some of the operation. Our abstraction, or we can say as the data abstraction, both are same, and such data abstraction characteristics of the OOPS performing or it is the process, or it is an act here, operation, it going to perform some of the operations. Okay, yeah? So that means that represents the essential features of an entity without including any explanation or background detail about it. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ನಾನು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ OOPS ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ one object ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಬಟ್ ದೇ ಡೋಂಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಎನಿ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಡಾಟಾ abstraction. Clear this one? So maybe here we can say that in this case, that means they don't want any background detail, they don't want any detailed explanation, they just want to work together just to build up to get the solution of the program. Okay, here? So this is the concept of the data abstraction. Now let's, by using one example, I want to say some data abstraction meaning here. So let us consider the same example of the mobile phone. Modularity alli kuda naan mobile phone use madidene, object alli kuda mobile phone use madidene. So data abstraction alli kuda naan mobile phone ina example kodta iddene. So here we can say some of the characteristics of the mobile phone or the attributes of the mobile phone are color, Bluetooth, built-in camera. So all are called as the characteristics of the mobile phone. Okay, so yaudella select madidene, one color, second one is the Bluetooth, third one is the camera, built-in camera, etc. And here we can say that we are not considering how the Bluetooth works. ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆಯಾ ಬ್ಲೂಟೂತ್ ಹೇಗೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ? No, we don't know how the Bluetooth work here, or maybe how the camera works here, or how even the circuit inside the mobile phone is designed. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ನೋ, ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಬ್ಲೂಟೂತ್ ಹೇಗೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಕ್ಯಾಮೆರಾ ಮೊಬೈಲಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದ ಕ್ಯಾಮೆರಾ ಹೇಗೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಆರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದಿ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ್ಯಾರ್, ಆರ್ ಹೌ ದಿ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಫೋನ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ಆರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್. ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಫೋನಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ಫೋಟೋ ತೆಗೆಯುವಾಗ ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ನೋ, ಬಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಇಂಟರೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಫೋನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇಟ್ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ನೋ. ನಮಗೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ವಿಷಯ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಬ್ಲೂಟೂತ್ ಹೇಗೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಕ್ಯಾಮೆರಾ ಹೇಗೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಅವ್ರ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಫೋನಿನ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದರೆ ಅದು ಹೇಗೆ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಹೇಗೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ನೋ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಸಮ್ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ camera, Bluetooth, and also the how the circuit inside the mobile phone is designed and what is happening inside. But also we need to, or we are interested in using the mobile phone and its features, correct no? But in case of our abstraction, we can say that it is very important or required to know how to use or how to operate the mobile phone and its features. That means here we can say that we don't want the other detailed information, how it going to use, how it going to work, each and everything. We just want to work with the other object here. So but it very important to know how to operate the mobile phone and how to operate the important or how to operate the features of the mobile phone here without including the background detail or any explanation detail about it. So this is the meaning of the abstraction. So artha aita abstraction meaning ಏನಂತ? Meaning is very simple. It is a process, it is an act, it performing some of the operations. That means the one object going to work with another object, but the one object, maybe the first object, they don't want any background detail of the second object, and the second object also don't want any background detail of the first object. They just want to do some of the work and they want to develop the program very easily here or to get the execution of the program. So this is the concept of the data abstraction. Artha no, clear no about our data abstraction, how it going to work here. Okay, so such concept also going to use while going to build up the program here. And later next one is the third concept. The name of the third concept is called as the data encapsulation. Okay, the concept name or the third characteristics of the OOPS is the data encapsulation. So the another important characteristics of OOPS is the data encapsulation, and such one is also called as the encapsulation of a class. Okay, the other name we can call such characteristics of OOPS as the data encapsulation, or we can call as the encapsulation of a class here. So what about the encapsulation of a class or maybe the data encapsulation? The meaning, that means the wrapping of data and function into a single unit called as class, known as encapsulation. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? Encapsulation or data encapsulation ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು? That means here in one unit, the name of the unit is called as the class. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ two important objects ಯಾವುದು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ? One is the data and the functions. So this is the meaning of the data encapsulation. That means the wrapping of data and function into a single unit called as the class here. Or in simple meaning, maybe if very difficult to understand the wrapping of data and function, in simple meaning I want to say the meaning of the data encapsulation. The data encapsulation means the combine, that means that combines the data and functions into a single unit called as the class. Clear this part here? That combines the data and function into a single unit called as the class here. But very important thing is that in our data encapsulation, so the important thing in our data encapsulation is the data encapsulation, will prevent direct access to data. Adra meaning ಏನು? The meaning is we can say here that means our data encapsulation preventing the direct access to data. So whatever the data is that such data only accessed by the function that are present inside the class. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಸೊ ಈ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಎರಡು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಡಾಟಾ, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ನೋಕ್ಯಾ? ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದಿ ಡಾಟಾ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಡಾಟಾ ಇದೆ ಆ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ, ಆ ಡಾಟಾವನ್ನು ಯಾರು ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದಿ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ, ದಿ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಸಚ್ ಡಾಟಾ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ ಮಾಡಿಫೈಡ್ ಬೈ ಆನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ನಾನ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಡಾಟಾವನ್ನು ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡುವವರು ಓನ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್, ಯಾವ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿನ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್, ಆ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿನ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ನವರು ಮಾತ್ರ ಆ ಡಾಟಾವನ್ನು ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿನ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ನವರು ಆ ಡಾಟಾವನ್ನು ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹಿಯರ್ ಸೊ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ದಿ ಡಾಟಾ ಎನ್ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸುಲೇಷನ್ ಎನೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಡಾಟಾ ಹೈಡಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಹೈಡಿಂಗ್. ಹೌ ಇಟ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಎನೇಬಲ್, how it providing the data hiding or information hiding? Very simply, because here we can say that whatever the data is there, such data only accessed by the functions that are present inside the class. So in this manner it going to provide or enabling the data hiding or information hiding. So clear this one, what's the meaning of the data encapsulation here? So such concept also going to use in case of the OOPS programming language here. So ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ? ಮಾಡ್ಯುಲಾರಿಟಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೇಗೇನು? ಮಾಡ್ಯುಲಾರಿಟಿ again I want to repeat, ಮಾಡ್ಯುಲಾರಿಟಿ means one lengthy program going to divide into part by part here. So I provided one very good example, that is the mobile phone. Many features are there, but later words all those features are working independently, but everything going to place in one case. The case is the mobile phone. So like that only all program unit working independently, but later words going to place in one program only inside the header file. Correct no kya? So this is the concept of the modularity. Abstraction ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ನೀವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಆ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಮೇ ಬಿ when they want to pass any information from one object to the another object here, they are going to pass the information, they are going to work together, but also they don't want any background detail of the another object here. Clear this point here? They don't want any background detail, they don't want any explanation, anything. Clear this point? So this is the concept of the abstraction. And later the data encapsulation means the data encapsulation here that combines data and function into a single unit, that is called as the class. Clear this one? And how it enabling the data hiding or information hiding? That means we know that whatever the data is there in one class, such data only accessed by the function of that class only. It not possible to modify it or changed such data by an external non-member function. So this is the concept of the data encapsulation. Okay, here the data encapsulation on later. The last thing about our inheritance, the fourth point is called as the inheritance. So what about the inheritance? So here we can say that in case of the inheritance, first of all, before going to tell the meaning of the inheritance, here two classes are there. The first class name is called as the base class, and second class name is called as the derived class. And such base class is also called as old class, existing class, super class. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಬೇಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಹೆಸರಿದೆ. ಬೇಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್, ಸೂಪರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್, ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್, ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಬೇಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್, ಬೈ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಬೇಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ classes, and such classes are called as the derived class. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ, ಒಂದು ಬೇಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ and super class. So all are the name of the base class only here. Okay, so we can call by using many names, but all are called as the base class only here. But by using the base class we can create one new class here, and such class is called as the new class, derived class, and the sub class classes. So this is the concept of the inheritance. So here by using or by seeing this diagram you can understand what's the meaning. That means this one is the base class, and by using the base class I constructed these two classes. The classes name are the PUC student and the MBA student, and the super class name is the student. Clear this one? So ಈ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿನ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ನಾನು ಎರಡು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಡಿರೈವ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಗೆ ಸೂಪರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, and these two classes are called as the subclasses. So this is the concept of inheritance. Okay, after knowing some point, now let's the meaning of the inheritance. So the OOPS, that we know that it is the language and full form of the OOPS, object oriented programming system concept. Here the OOPS support the concept of the inheritance, and such inheritance concept provide the idea of reusability. That means here we know that such class is constructed by using, that means these two classes are constructed by using base class. So whatever the features are there about the base class, such one can shared by our derived class also. So just only I completed the word, that means the inheritance provide the idea of the reusability. Whatever the code of the base class that can be shared by the classes like our subclasses, that is PUC student and MBA student. So ಈ diagram ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಆ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ನಾನು ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಡಾಟಾವನ್ನು ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ನಂಬರ್, ನೇಮ್, ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಕ್ಲಾಸನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ನೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ PUC ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಚ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಸಮ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ ಸಮ್ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಆಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್, ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕೋಡ್. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಮಾತ್ರ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಎರಡು ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಈ ಮೂರು ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್? ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ದಿ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ನಂಬರ್, ನೇಮ್, class. No need to write again and again whatever the code is that. Well, you are going to develop the program, you can share, that is from our base class to the derived class. That means here, not here in our first class, just three important data or features are there, that are register number, name, class. And this PUC student contains some of the features or the attributes. That means columns are the marks, subject code. With that it also using register number, name, class. And also the third class, subclass, the name of the class is the MBA student, and such MBA student have some of the features that are grade and electives, and with that it also contains some features, register number, name, class. So that means we can say that OP support one concept, the concept name is the inheritance, and such inheritance provide the idea of reusability. We can reuse the code from one class to the another class. If we are using the concept inheritance, then only it possible to create the classes like our base class and the derived class. Clear this one? Okay. Now the inheritance is the process by which the object of one class inherits the property of the object of another class. We know that these two classes are constructed just by using the class. The class is the base class. So, or in simple meaning, the inheritance is the process of forming a new class from an existing class. Correct? No? We constructed the new class just by using the base class. So this is the meaning of the inheritance. So inheritance ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? The meaning of the inheritance here. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಒಂದು ಬೇಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಡಿರೈವ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಆದರೆ ನಾವು ಡಿರೈವ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆರ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ಆರ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ದಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಬೇಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ವಿ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ದಿ ಡಿರೈವ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. So this is the concept of the inheritance. So inheritance is the process of your forming a new class, and such new class are formed just from an existing class. Okay, kya? And also we can say that in our inheritance, it also possible to add the additional features to an existing class. Maybe after creating the base class here, maybe later was if you want to add some more features in our base class, we can add it, no any problem. So just I completed it possible to add the additional features to an existing class. After creating the class, if you want to add, you can add, there is no any problem here. Or the OP support the concept name is the hierarchical classification. So ನಮ್ಮ OP ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ಆ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟಿನ ಹೆಸರು hierarchical classification. So what's the meaning of the hierarchical classification? The meaning, that means the new class is derived out of the existing class, correct no? So hierarchical classification ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ಎರಡು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದು. So we can say that the new classes are derived or constructed from an existing class. So this is the concept of the hierarchical classification. Or lastly, we can say that by using such example here, in our inheritance we find that there is one class is that the name of the class is the student is the class, and such class is called as the super class, correct no? It is a super class. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ನಾನು ತುಂಬ ಹೆಸರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್, ಬೇಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್, or maybe our existing class, super class, all are same or called as the base class only here. So in this example here, there is one class is that is called as the super class. The name of the class is the student here, and also we can say that the PUC student and MBA student are the subclasses, and these two classes are derived out of the class student. So clear this one, what's the meaning of the inheritance? So here, so in this class just only we completed some concept or the characteristics of the OOPS are the modularity, abstraction, data encapsulation, and the inheritance, and whatever the remaining parts are that we are going to complete in our next class. Thank you.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.